doing tonight? Another exciting day. I'm gonna probably run to the bathroom and then we're good.
Absolutely.
Making sure I got everything in order.
Okay.
That's not helpful actually.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How you doing? Okay. All right. Got it. All right. So. Good.
So it feels like it, and it looks like it's now angled up. It probably still feels, but hopefully less direct.
It is definitely better.
Right, but it is interesting. It swirls. Like I feel like it's
It really does. I
like it
feel
hits
it.
there and then comes down around. It's fascinating. You know.
Yeah.
That's what I like to see. All right, that's a guy who's ready to get married. That's it. That's good. That's all right. Okay. Alrighty. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. All right. There's good energy in the room tonight. I think there's good wedding energy. Very much. Good Shabbos. All right. If I could ask everybody to start to find some seats, that would be great. That would be great. Good Shabbos. Very good. Very good. Oh, Bonnie and Ira. How we doing back there? Good. Can you hear us okay? Good. Good. All right. The Gunson's here. Gunson. Okay. All right. Nicole, mother of the bride. Nicole, Avery. All right.
I'll just be quiet.
Got it. Okay. And sounds good to you?
Yeah, should.
Good. All right. Again, Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome. So, let's look. You know, a wedding crowd is a good rowdy crowd. That's for sure. That's good. All right. Very nice. Yeah, let's do that. All right. Yedin Nefesh. Page, what page? Remember? 620 something?
600 something, yeah. 630 maybe.
Something.
636.
Probably in there somewhere.
636.
636.
636.
Page 636, Yedid Nefesh. Page 636. 636. If you've never been here before, our prayer book looks just like this. Should have it right in your front pocket there. If you don't, let us know.
Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman Mishoch Avdecha Eretzonecha Yarutz Avdecha Kemo Ayal Ishtachaveh El Mul Hadarecha Yeravo Yedidutecha Minof Etzuf Vechol Ta'am Adonai Ziv Haolam Nafshi Cholat Avatecha Ana El Narfanala Beharot La Noam Zivachas Titchazek V'titrapeh V'haytala Simchat Olam Yediday-day-day-day 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 Yediday-day-day-day
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And a big welcome to our guests for this Shabbat who are here to celebrate on Sunday the wedding of Jessica and Avery. So Jessica and Avery, Mazal Tov to you in advance. We're very excited for you both, and we welcome all of your friends and family who have come. I love this too. This works great. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Again, anyone who's never been with us here before at the temple or is maybe his first time in a Reform synagogue, if any of you, our prayer book looks just like this. If anybody doesn't have, just raise a hand. One of our helpers will be happy to bring for you. This is my student cantor, our student cantor, I said my. Very possessive of me, this is wrong. Wrong altogether. Our student cantor, Kevin, who is going to help to lead us in our service. But before we get to anything else, it is our privilege to invite up our bride-to-be, Jessica, and her mother, Nicole, and of course, Avery's wonderful mother, Jackie. Jackie, where are you? Oh, there you are. Good. All right. If you wouldn't mind joining us up here, and the candle blessings can be found on page 120. Your choice of torch thingy or matches, whichever feels more appropriate. If you have any trouble, you'll let me know. Yeah, I would say that way. It's one of these like blazing hot ones, so you have to like really let me know if it's a challenge here. You want me to do the lighting part? You'll do the blessing. Okay. I'll do the whole. Okay. Here's what we're gonna. Okay, Jessica, can you hold this? This will be helpful for you in a second. Okay, and then let me. So you just really got to get it done, and then you almost don't see it, but it's there. There we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'adlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you all, and many blessings to all of you through this whole weekend. And again, we'll now turn back to our prayer books as we join with Cantor Kevin, page 130, very top of the page.
Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Naria, naria, letzori sheinu, nekadma fana v'todah. Naria, naria, letzori sheinu, tizmirot naria lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai.
We'll turn now to page 131. I know I have that effect. Don't worry. Page 131.
Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, umelo. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, umelo. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz.
We'll turn now to page 132, very bottom of the page, or Zarua.
Or zarua la tzadik, u'ishrei Or zarua latzadik u'yishrei lev simcha. Or zarua latzadik u'yishrei lev simcha. U'yishrei lev simcha. Or zarua latzadik u'yishrei lev simcha. U'yishrei lev simcha. Ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la ya la ya la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la ya la ya la.
We'll turn now to page 134, very top of the page, Zamru Ladonai.
Zamru l'Adonai bechinor, bechinor v'kol zimra, v'chatzotzrot v'kol shofar. Hariu lifnei hamelech Adonai, hiram hayam u'lo, tevel v'yoshveva. Uchaf yachad harim yiraneinu lifnei Adonai kivan lishpot haaretz lishpot tevel v'tzedek ve'amim b'mesharim Yiram hayam umlo'o Tevel ve'yoshveva Neharot imcha uchaf yachad Harim yiraneinu.
We're now on page 135, Romamu at the very bottom of the page.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu ve'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu ve'har kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu ve'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu
We'll turn now to L'Chadodi on page 138. And a reminder that when we get to the final paragraph, we'll rise. And the tradition is actually to face the direction of the door you walked in through. But if your tradition is to face towards the back, you can do that just as well. Page 138, L'Chadodi.
Lechadodi likrat kala v'nishava nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala v'nishava nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Ishmi'anu el hameyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad V'shemo tiferet v'litila lechadodi Likrat kala v'nishava nekabela. Lechadodi Likrat kala v'nishava nekabela. שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם ניסוחה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, קומי צאי מתוך ההבכה, רב לך שבט באמת הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייכם לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התנערי מעפר קומי, לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי, על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי, קרבה אל נפשי גאלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך, קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני, עלייך נגלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לא תבושי ולא תקלמי, מה תשכחי ומה תהמי בך, יחסו עניי עמי וניבטה עיר עתילה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. והיולים שיששושי ורחקו כל מבלייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהי, כמשוש חתן הכלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי בית אדוני, תריצי על יד איש בן פרצי ונשמחה ונגילה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה, ובצולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. איי ליי ליי ליי, איי ליי ליי ליי, איי ליי ליי ליי, איי ליי ליי
la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, la 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 Ooh, very good. Good practice for Sunday, that is for sure. It's going to be a dancing kind of wedding. All right, as we find our ways back to our seats, give a quick hug. You can hug more later. We'll turn to page 140. Page 140. Top of the page?
Bottom.
Bottom of the page. Bottom of the page.
Tzadik katamar yivra Ke'erez balevanon yisyeh shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzot Eloheinu yafritu od yenuvun b'seiva b'shenim v'rananim yiyu lehagim ki yashar Adonai tzuri velo avatabo.
We'll turn now to the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144. Yitkadal veyitkadash shemei rabba
Amen.
Ve'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael b'gala u'vizman kariv v'yimeru Amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach Le'alam li'almei almayai Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal Shemei dekudsha brichu Leila min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Damiran be'alma ve'imeru. Amen. We'll rise in body or in spirit for the Baruch Hu on page 146. Baruch Hu et Adonai hamevorach.
Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam v'arech.
Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Please be seated. We'll turn now to page 149. We'll read together in English at the very bottom of the page. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over?
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה אדוני צבאות שמו אל חי וקיים תמיד ימנוח עלינו לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני אמרי ורבי.
Amen. We'll turn now to page 151. We'll read together in English at the very bottom of the page. wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form?
כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו והם נגע יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני
Baruch Shemo.
אוהב עמו ישראל Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Let's join together on page 154. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם Adonai Elohechem Emet. Let's read together on the top of page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. As we turn to page 158.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מלכותך ראו בניך, חוקי הים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני
Baruch Shemo.
גאל 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 ישראל.
Amen. We'll turn now to Hashkivenu on page 160, at the very top of the page.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim. Ushmar tzeiteinu uvoeinu lechaim u'shalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim.
Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel. A shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Yerushalayim. We turn now to page 162.
V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat v'dorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael Sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz uvayom hashvi Shabbat Shabbat vayinafam. Now invite us all to rise in body or in spirit as we begin the Amidah together on page 164. From that point on, we will continue silently. Please go at your own pace, and when you're finished, if at the end you're still standing, you may be seated. Again, page 164. Adonai sefatai tiftach uzbi agit tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
Say shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oh, say shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Say shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
We'll turn now to page 371 as we offer our Mishaberach, our healing prayer for this evening. In our community tonight, we're thinking of Bensi Tepper, Allison Luckman, Malka Bat Chaya Sura, Michael Klinghoffer, Ame and Warren Cass, Rivka Bat Rachel, Leah Bat Naomi, Gedalia Ben Sylvia, Lorraine Danis, David Dowling, Sibia Devora Bat Francis, Muriel Hirsch, Michelle Sawicki, Francis Kirschman, Shelley Newmark, Diane Axelrod, Gabriella Spicer, Barbara Kushner, David Kyle Klopman, Lorraine Davis, Sue Wartor, Morris Kramer, Jeffrey Miller, Devora Batsima, Kim Birnbaum, Hilda Mintz, Deborah Block-Kroll, Sylvia Orn, Rebecca Rubin, Kate Kessler, Donna Rivka Bat Chana Shira, Moshe Ben Yosef, Ann Baker, Tikva Bat Abram, Andrea Klausner, Jake Curie, Farah Sherwin, Barbara Schwab, Alan Zaretsky, Steve Roberts, Peter Cohn, Toby Spitz, and Gail Gambino. In addition to the names that I just read, I'd like to invite those in the room with us tonight. If you have additional names to share of anyone you're praying for tonight for healing, just to raise a hand, make sure I don't miss anybody. We'll start on this side of the room, work towards the rear, and then this side of the room. Mamie, go ahead. We'll join together with Cantor Kevin on page 371, just in the middle of the page.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Visheberach imoteinu mikor haberacha lavoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
All right, Cantor, you can take a break. So, Jessica and Avery, I know that this whole weekend doesn't, you're very humble people. You don't want it to be all about you, and I promise that this is not all about you, but this is some about you in a somewhat roundabout way. So for those that don't know, Jessica and Avery are going to be married on Sunday. And in this Shabbat leading up to, I thought, okay, so there must be something in our Parsha that we can talk about that will be of relevance here. Let me just tell you, sometimes the Parshas in the Torah are very, very helpful in life cycle ways. This week's Parsha, not as much. Took a little bit more work. I like a challenge. This week's Parsha is called Beha'alotecha, which is also the hardest one to pronounce, I think, of all the Parshas in the Torah. And it begins in what seems like a very simple way. Now, the real task for me is to try to weave from this thing that seems simple to us here in the room and to you guys and hopefully all of us together. We'll see if I make it to the end. So, in chapter 8 of the book of Numbers, it says as follows. Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to Aaron, Moses' brother, high priest, and say to him, when you, beha'alotecha et hanerot, when you put the lamps up, okay, when you raise up the lamps, to be most literal, let the 7 lamps give light at the front of the lampstand." And Aaron did so, and he raised up these lamps at the front of the lampstand, just as Adonai had commanded Moses. Okay, on its sort of margin, on the paper, this does not seem to be world-shattering. It certainly does not seem to be anything related to 2 people who are about to get married on Sunday. So what am I thinking, Rabbi? Well, we're going to go to a much smarter rabbi than me, who gave a little commentary which will get us to where we need to get to. This commentary comes from the Orach Chaim ibn Attar, who was a rabbi who lived in Morocco in the 18th century. He's a brilliant rabbi. And he notes that actually a lot of rabbis are struck to these first 3 lines because something seems unusual to them. It needs a little context to understand what is unusual. Here we're talking about lamps. What's going on in the Torah at this time? So this is a description of the inauguration of the Mishkan, the first version of a prayer space for our people. And so in that time period, in that inaugural period, one of the things that happens is that each of the tribes, all 12 of them, send representatives, and the representatives make offerings on the altar on that first inaugural opportunity to do so. And each one of the tribes, at least we think, brings these inaugural gifts and gets to offer them on the altar, which, if I were to put it into modern terms, is like, if you get an aliyah on Yom Kippur. Okay, this is a big deal in most congregations to be given that opportunity. So for each of the tribes, this is a big moment. So what's unusual about this? We go from all these descriptions, now all of a sudden, we're talking about lampstands, we're talking about Aaron. So what's at play here? So Midrash Tanchuma, which is one of the great collections of Midrash, teaches that, again, the rabbis are drawn to this and they ask a number of questions, one of which is, okay, what is going on with this description of the candlesticks, and why wasn't it listed earlier where it would have made a whole lot more sense? Why bring it up now? So the Midrash answers its own question and says that when Aaron, the high priest, observed that the princes of all 12 of the tribes had offered inaugural offerings for the altar, except for his tribe, the tribe of Levi. Okay, the tribe of Levi, again, is designed and given the space to be the ones who run the Mishkan. The subset of that tribe, the Kohanim, the priesthood, are the ones who actually do the offerings and all of that. Okay, but as a result of this, all the other tribes get to participate in the inauguration. All of them get to offer things on the altar, But when Aaron looks around, he realizes him and his people don't get that opportunity. So, believe it or not, Aaron becomes despondent over the fact that neither he nor his tribe have been allowed to participate. Thereupon, God appears in this verse and assures him that his share in the inauguration would be even greater than that of the princes who had just concluded bringing their respective offerings from the various tribes. God told him that he, Aaron, would light the candlesticks in the sanctuary on a daily basis and would prepare the oil and the wicks both morning and evening. Now, this is Midrash. It's not in the text itself. It's expanding upon the story, but it's saying that isn't as simple as just talking about the candlesticks. What's being described here is Aaron's responsibility to each and every day clean them out and get them ready for the next time that they're going to be used. This doesn't really get us to where we need to get to, though, and the Midrash understands this, and the Or HaChaim says, okay, we need a little bit more explanation. In what ways does this act of God's actually console Aaron about not having participated in the inauguration of the altar? First of all, they're talking about candlesticks. They're not talking about the altar. It's not one-to-one. It's not the same thing. Okay. Second of all, you're talking about description of something that happens on a day-to-day basis, as opposed to missing out on the big moment. The inauguration will never happen again. Okay, so why, right, this be any kind of comfort to Aaron from God if what he's basically saying is, don't worry that you missed out on the big party. You get to sweep out the trash every day. Okay, how would you feel? Probably not so assuaged. So what is it in the end that's going on here? What is the Midrash talking about, and what does the Or HaChaim say is really at stake here? Okay, and he puts it even further. He says, besides, why didn't God do the simpler thing, right, and put Aaron's mind at rest by referring to all the public offerings that he would offer on the altar on an ongoing basis, as opposed to the princes who perform this one-time offering? So here's a logical answer, right? You'll get to do it more frequently. They got to do it once. You get to do it every day. Okay, so why did God choose this matter of all things to appease Aaron? So here is the answer. The Midrash teaches, God wanted Aaron to know that the task of taking the candlestick apart daily, when he would clean the lamps and then reassemble them, constituted a daily inaugural. In effect, Aaron put the candlestick together every single day, and every time that he would light that candlestick would be like inaugurating the candlestick anew. So how then do we get to our wonderful couple on Sunday? So this is not some great married wisdom from the rabbi or from amongst the many people who've been married in this room who do have certain wisdoms, which I'm sure they would share with you at some point. But one of the interesting things about a wedding and about a ceremony is that, especially with all the work that you have put in, all your loved ones have put into making Sunday as special as it is, there is a natural focus on that one singular event, right? It's the event. It must be the thing. Everything has to be exactly. Now, you guys, that's not really your style. But for many people getting married, that's their whole orientation. It's all about the wedding. But the reality is, it's about every day that follows. And every day is an opportunity to treat your day together as husband and wife, as partners, as a reliving of that inaugural moment, what you will experience on Sunday. And it's very easy as the days go by to get caught up in the mundane nature of things, right? To see the shoveling out of things, the cleaning out of the candlesticks, as it were, as a simple task, as one that actually becomes quotidian and becomes every day because of its repetitive nature. But it's a different way of thinking what God is describing here to Aaron, is to say that while it seems like a simple task, while it seems like something that you do every day, that doesn't make it any less profound. If anything, actually, it makes it more profound. Because our lives are not lived in the singular moments. Our lives are lived over time, and especially in the partnership that the two of you have already built and are continuing to build and will build from this point forward. That reminder of, yes, every element of Sunday, may it be the best day of your lives, and every element of it be as beautiful as what was described in our Torah of the opening of the Mishkan. But in the end, don't lose sight of the beauty of the days to follow, and the beauty of that waking up day after day together, celebrating life together, facing life's challenges together, and never losing again the sanctity of the moment. Now, again, knowing the two of you as I have come to know you, I don't worry about that for you at all. I think you actually do that really well already, and it's a blessing of yours. And that's another way of understanding this teaching, which is it's a reinforcement of an idea that's already there, right? Treat each day as sacred, treat your partnership as sacred, even when it's challenging. Find a way to treat it as our ancestors looked at this sacred project of building that they had all those years ago. For you, together as a couple, that is what you are doing together, sacred building. So my blessing to you is may every day feel like the inaugural day. May every day feel like Sunday. And really nothing but blessings to you and to your family and to your friends. And I hope that I've somehow tied the loop here and made it all make a certain kind of sense. So Shabbat Shalom to you guys, Shabbat Shalom to everyone. And very good thanks to the Orach Chaim, the great teacher, for bringing this wisdom tonight. So with that, again, I wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom. I'll invite Cantor Kevin back up as we turn to page 586. I'll invite us to rise in body or in spirit. Again, page 586 at the very bottom of the page. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 591. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. I ask those in mourning, those observing yahrzeit, to please remain standing. Everyone else may be seated at this time. We think first of those who passed in our community in recent months: Bert Bitterman, Morty Schwatzky, Beverly Deshevsky, Sandy Greenwald, Dorothy Klein, David Lieberman, Norma Polsek, Marvin Schreier, Sandy Slip, Barbara Strasser, David Weinstein, Rita Weitzman, Yael Zerdar, and Albert Sanders. We also mark the yahrzeits that occurred during the last week for Jack Center, Charles Cohn, Yoab Heller, Marion Joseph, Libby Kamenkow, Beatrice Kaplan, Samuel Koffler, Saul Kohlbrenner, Peter Kump, Bessie Leonard, Arlene Mandelbaum, Gerald Ostro, Solomon Raff, Louis Riskin, Sarah Simon, Jack Stein, David Zuckerman, Sophie Tatkan, Yetta Gitta Waldman, Erwin Weinstein, Morris Weinstein, Lilo Woloshin, Herman Zauber, and Miriam Zweig. In addition to the names that we just read, is anyone else saying Kaddish tonight for anyone we did not mention? And if it's your custom, you can rise to join together with the mourners on page 598. Again, page 598. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael. B'agala u'b'zman kariv v'yimru Amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach la'alam u'li'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'yimru Amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen.
Amen.
Zichronam livracha, may every one of their memories be for a blessing. Okay, please be seated. Again, Shabbat Shalom to everybody. And a big Mazal Tov again, Jessica and Avery. Congratulations, very excited for you. And we're very grateful to Nicole and David for sponsoring our Oneg tonight in celebration. And for the family, pay attention. There'll be instructions a little bit in, right, as to how to get downstairs. But again, we invite everybody as soon as we're done with the service to come in and please enjoy and celebrate and be together. And who knows, you might get some unsolicited married advice as you are here, because I think collectively there's quite a few couples, well, we won't say how many years, but a few years under their belts together. A few important announcements for us. Please join us tomorrow for services. Again, new time, 10 o'clock. You can join us here in the sanctuary. We hope you'll join us here in the sanctuary. We'd love it. But if you're watching at home, you can watch either on our website, YouTube, Facebook, or on our Zoom, which is back in in working condition this week. Also, a reminder that tomorrow afternoon we'll call up Emmy Hosey to Bat Mitzvah and our Mincha service, and then at 5 o'clock our Road Forward benefit dinner, which again is tomorrow night, 5 o'clock, Bridgehampton Community House. Flyers are still here. Again, it's not too late to join. We really appreciate, again, all the hard work that has gone into this year, and next Friday night we will celebrate the recipients. So again, that is tomorrow night, 5 o'clock, Road Forward benefit. Also, our June calendar is out. If you're with us here in the room, we have copies. You're welcome to take one home. And to note, we have a special new class beginning this Wednesday, June 14th. Happens to be in the room tonight. I won't put him on blast, but you can go say hi. Ari Weller, who is teaching classes Wednesday, June 14th, 4 o'clock to 4:45. I will just tell you from personal experience, this man is a miracle worker. He is a deep sage. He understands both the Jewish part of things and the body part of things in a way that I have not encountered in anyone else. Please, if you can, take advantage of this opportunity. Wednesday is 4 to 4:45, but you must register. It's very important, okay? He's a very kind and understanding person, but you must register ahead of time. Please, please, please. And if you have any questions, you're with us here tonight. I'm sure I would be happy to speak with anybody who is interested but not sure. But this really is, again, a practical course for really restoring your body in every possible way. Also, a reminder, Thursday, June 15th, 7 o'clock, Eve Carlin will be speaking about her book, Track 61, a historic novel inspired by the true events of Nazi saboteurs landing on Amagansett Beach in 1942. I emphasize again, the true story, right? This is a novelization, but it did in fact happen. So things we may not know about. That's again, Thursday, June 15th. And Shelley, that's hybrid or that's online only? We're gonna try for hybrid. Okay, so pay close attention. For my end of things, I got that covered. You want to do hybrid, I got you. You'll tell me. Okay, Sunday, June 18th, 10:30. You can volunteer at Share the Harvest Farm opposite East Hampton High School. Crops are grown for our local food pantries. Please let the Social Justice Committee know or the office know that you're interested in joining. Again, that'll be Sunday, June 18th at 10:30 as well. Any other announcements that I missed? Anything of great significance? All right, we'll rely on that. Anything else, you can find that online. Yasher Koch, Cantor Kevin, beautiful service as always. And a big, big, big Mazal Tov again to Avery and to Jessica. And we'll celebrate in just a few moments next door with our Oneg Shabbat. Before we do that, we'll close on
Page 637.
637. And then, yeah, you do that.
Yep. I wanted to actually bring something this week that's going to relate to my thesis. So something that I'm going to be really doing a lot with are Shabbat Zmirot. So I really wanted to highlight the Zemer Yari Bon. So feel free to, if it's not familiar, feel free to just listen. But if you know it, please join in. Yari Bon Alam Ve'al Maya Antu Malka Melech Malchaya Ovad Gevurtech Betim Haya Shifar Kodame Leachvaya Yari Bon Alam Ve'al Maya Antu Malka Melech Malchaya Shevachin Asader Tzafra Veramsha Lachela Kadisha Divra Kol Nafsha Irin Kadishin Uvnei Enasha Chevrat Bara Ve'ofei Shemaya Yari Bon Alam Ve'al Maya Antu Malka Melech Malchaya Yari Bon Alam Ve'al Maya
We'll rise and we'll turn to page 123 for Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam orei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron lemahaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh Zecher letziat Mitzrayim, Yivanu v'chata, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabat kodshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
L'chaim.
L'chaim. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Again, Mazel Tov, Jessica, Avery, David, Nicole, Jackie, Neil. Mazel Tov to all you guys. Oh, and Motzi too. Why not? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. Come and eat, please. Weisberg? No.
That is
Old then.
I need to figure that out. That's part of my project, is to figure out
Who did the original, yeah.
Because as of now, it's just like, yeah. And like,
Maybe you just need to invent a guy named David Zimmer.
and it was all like 5 or 6 more verses, but that's all that's in here.
Yeah, no, I
So I
know.
was like, what do we do?
But I love that's a great one too because it builds, right? It can totally build to an almost endless.
And most of the ones
know.
that I have will do exactly that. So that's what I'm going to be doing in 3 weeks for the concert. So
Got
that's a little teaser that I'll bring out again at the concert.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so let's also start pushing that.
Yeah, I wanted to wait 1 more week.
Yeah, no, I think it wouldn't have made sense to push it now, but
Yeah.
Shabbat shalom to you. Thank you so much. It's very, very nice to meet you. Welcome. It's very nice to meet you. Would you like some challah? Would you like some challah? Okay, good. Here's 2 of them, all for you. But maybe you can help. Good. Could you guys actually help me bring it over to the table there? It's a little on the heavy side if it can. Okay, thank you very much. You get a big piece. Okay, big piece. Very good.
Maybe I actually should have done it because I want to be here next week.